Let's go.
Welcome. This is Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Melbourne, aka Mr. Mirror on the Wall. Who is the prettiest of them all? Me, bitch. Mr. aka that's our girlfriend now. Thank you for sharing. And I'm joined here with the most host, aka Just Charles, aka Agent 009, licensed to kill. I keep a hitter with me. I keep telling y'all. I just really want one of y'all to run up so I can film it and we can go viral. Come on. Let's get it popping.
Why are you trying to have me beat people up?
I can't wait to see that shit. Because you going to be the soft giant. And
I can't wait for that shit. I'm just letting you know that right now, Charles. I cannot wait to see you fuck somebody up and just punch them in the throat one time. Just like they run up.
I want these.
And as you can hear,
and then Tony come from around you to kick this nigga in the ribs. I can't wait.
Do you think Tony would actually just come in late after I've actually basically beat the person?
Yes, because this nigga crazy.
Just
and then he got to pull the point
this is the reason why you don't mess with me. It's just like Tony.
This nigga gonna drive the extra point home.
I broke his spine. It's just like, where can I feel him? I don't know. Somewhere about mid chest.
And he can feel it on his face.
See? What I tell you? Yep. He needed to drive that extra point home that you do not fuck with nobody in this circle.
But as y'all can hear, Ash is here in the building. She is come back from her long hiatus and journey. She
I've been gone since March.
She got in the closet and fucking went to Narnia.
Went everywhere.
Of Narnia. Oh my goodness.
Fun.
Maybe I have I don't know. Maybe I can press that amount of time to deal with the fact that you were gone.
Yeah, no, that was was long as shit.
I've just been sitting here. All the shows that we did in between there didn't actually happen. It's just a blip in my head. It's just like, huh? Hey, what are you talking about? Man, it's just the third week of March.
No.
April didn't happen.
It did. It came.
It did. It came and went. I made a surprise and then left again till now.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a month and a half since I did the last show.
Yeah.
Yep.
How have y'all been?
Back sore. I tweaked it doing deadlifts, probably.
It's because you're old.
Possibly. It's also because I probably didn't square up my shoulders good enough when I was doing it.
Now you're old.
Oh.
Old people problems.
Because it's no, I've had this happen when I was in high school too.
So you just always had an old body.
No, actually, I'm generally pretty good about not hurting myself. It's literally just
give up on it.
See,
but it's one of those things where it's just I'm getting back to the weights that I used to be able to lift a while ago because I was cresting towards 200 pounds. Deadlifting 200 pounds on a Gable machine probably isn't the best place to do it because I want to do it on a free barbell, but there are none in Planet Fitness. But I should I'm getting towards the point where I should probably get a different gym membership.
Yeah.
But I might just buy a weight belt and just keep going there because it's $10 a month and I'm cheap.
Yeah.
But what's a different gym membership? What, $20 a month?
Depends on where you want to go.
Not the big place.
So then you'll have to find a place that you want to go that has the hours that you want.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that no one has the 24-hour thing.
That's what you have to find.
Damn, ain't none around here, not even Planet Fitness?
Well, Planet Fitness is 24 hours, but the problem with going to Planet Fitness is that they don't have free hanging barbells for deadlift, bench press, stuff like that. So they have, I don't know why they refuse to have them.
It goes against their culture.
I mean, they still have niggas walking around there in the weird tank tops. Because the funny thing about Planet Fitness is you would think they don't enforce the rules that they say that they care about.
Planet Fitness ain't real. I'm just convinced.
So that's the difference between the workers and the actual company. The company sees it we're this great non-judgment place. The workers are I'm not about to be going up to people, be like, hey, you're lifting too much, or you were too loud, or you dropped that too hard. That's dumb.
I normally don't even hear that go off. very often. But so I guess they ultimately are cultivating the thing to the point where they don't. I mean, people wearing tank tops, I don't necessarily care. Like, I don't understand why they don't let. They try to say, "Oh, no gym tank tops." People still wear those, but no one actually cares about them wearing the gym tank
Like
tops.
I said, because no one is about to be doing all that. The company now has its image that is going to uphold, so they're not going to buy the equipment.
So basically, what you're saying is, as of this point, they're just kind of cheaping out.
Yes.
Which I think the gable machines are actually more expensive than just getting a freestanding barbell and letting me deadlift.
No, like I said, it's for them. It's about the culture. Even if it would be cheaper to buy those, they don't want you to put 6 plate on each side and bench press.
I can still put 6 plates on each side
But-
and then put the 35 on it anyway, get the same effect.
But they don't want you to do that on the regular. And most people aren't really doing that on a gable machine.
I guess.
And then they also don't keep a lot of plates. If you notice, like you have to like kind of share plates if you once you start getting into the higher number.
Yeah, but the thing is, most people don't really mess around with 45s all that much. So it's like
And that's when you go. Like
also, yeah, I do go inside the middle of the night, so I'm basically the only person on like the squat rack and
yeah,
all
so I
of
was
the
gonna
stuff.
say like I feel like that's
I
because
can
you
get
go by
all of the
yourself
weights that I want,
at night.
but
When
if I have to fight for a squat machine, I am very upset. Like I'll be out there doing my cardio,
I
and
have to wait for a bench and squat machine or gable machine every time we go.
You realize if I have to wait,
90% of the time.
I leave because it upsets me.
No, we just start doing something different.
But the thing is, it's just like I don't like stopping my set so I can go do this other lift because that's what that involves normally. It's like, all right, I'm over here doing a core workout. I want to finish this part of the core workout. I don't want to have to be like, oh, spray down the machine. I got this bench machine. I'm never gonna leave.
That's what I do. That's what we do. We go right there, and then if we're doing like some abs, we'll finish the ab set over there. But we are getting this bench. We're not leaving that open. That's crazy. That we're going to get that. That's immediately stopping this set. Walking out of the set. Oh, there's a bench open. Got to get up. Yeah, no. We big vibes.
But
I'm
anyway,
not going to tell this story because there was a couple there a few weeks ago, and they were on the bench. She asked me and the guy I work out with if we would give up our our bench for them. Well, for her. Like, because she came by herself at first. Which, I mean, I applaud the technique. Send your chick to see if guys would be nice to her. And then once
There's
she
a
gets
finesse
the
word.
bitch.
Like, but I can sense the finesse when I know when it's coming.
Nah, even if it's not a finesse, no, you can't have our bench. Go away. We're working out. We have literally only done 3 our first set. And for us, a first set is we do the lowest weight and do that at 3 sets. And then we move up to like about 9 or 12 sets that we've done on like one area and bench. And then we'll do like an incline bench. So we're going to be here for a while. You got to get the fuck away from us. They end up getting the bench next to us. They put 25s on there. She wandered around. He lifted it once, realized it was heavy for him, put it back down, sat there and played on his phone, looked in the mirror. She sat there and looked in the mirror. She like posed and everything in the mirror. Like, cause she had like booty shorts on, so half her ass was hanging out. It was just like weird stuff that was happening right next to us. And I was like, if I didn't care about that. I was like, if I didn't have a bench,
I'll be upset.
I'd be real fucking mad that this fucking goofy ass couple is here just playing on this and I wouldn't be able to do my workout. Thank God we told that hoe no. And my hoe was like, yeah, because that's dumb as fuck. And we just kept working out. But yeah, no, that was just, I was like,
It's funny.
so y'all are just going to play on this. And then they just wandered away. Didn't take the weights off. Didn't clear anything. Didn't wipe nothing down. Just got up and wandered away.
Because they never really did any lifting to begin with to get any sweat on.
Why the fuck were you here?
To pose in the fucking mirror, nigga. What
Because
the
she
fuck
really
you
wanted.
thought?
She already got the booty shorts on. So
Right.
But why are you here?
And then-
To
a
pose
couple.
my ass in here and be like, oh yeah, we at the gym.
Why did y'all come
I
to the
just
gym?
explained to you why. Listen to me.
He's being me right now, where he hears you, but he doesn't want to.
What is the
To
gym like a
stunt.
place?
Nigga,
On
what?
who?
The niggas on it. What you doing with your life? I'm at the gym. Where you at? You at home looking at me? Psh,
Instagram.
Loser.
I'm out here in the Planet Fitness, getting my life together.
You're not gonna get no bigger. You know what? It don't even matter.
She's not trying to get any
It don't
bigger.
even matter.
Did she already have a big booty?
She did with the exactly.
No, she didn't have a big booty.
Oh, her ass
She
was just
had
out.
booty shorts on.
Oh,
But I never
let him
once said she had a
clarify.
big booty. I said she had booty shorts on. Y'all gotta stop putting words in my mouth. What Tony said is she had booty shorts on. So her ass cheeks were hanging out. No, she did not have a big booty. Let me be perfectly clear with that as well. Since clearly y'all just...
I mean, maybe because the way I think about booty shorts is just like, well, booty
Listen
shorts
here,
are only
little
for people
booties
with...
matter.
It's not that they don't matter. It's
They
just I automatically
matter.
assume that if you have booty shorts on, you have a well-sized
They
booty.
matter. Yeah, they
No,
just,
she
you know,
had a
cheekies.
hoodie and booty shorts on.
Were they like loose booty shorts? I mean, were they like...
This nigga
No.
said-
No,
she even
she-
flew out the floor.
No, she wore like small tight ones.
That's funny.
And just, they were like workout booty shorts, so they were like the compression, but they also cut off at like half her ass. So it was just like, I was like, I don't understand
Those
what this
are
is.
underwear.
That had nothing to do with it, Charles. All I know is they asked me for my machine. I had to tell her no, which I also had to stop my music because she just like wandered up to us and started talking. We both have headphones in. Who the fuck are you?
Why are you talking about?
What she did was someone was lifting and I was standing waiting for him to finish. You see us work out here. Why would you ask us, can I get your bench? In what world would we be like, yeah, just get up and wander away? What the why would that be a logical conclusion to this?
Aw,
She thought she was cute and she'd get up on your bench.
maybe they
And
might.
us just leave?
I mean,
That
she could have asked to
How
work
we-
in.
that would have been a better fucking question. Hey, can I work in with y'all? Sure. That people do that all the time if there's not enough equipment, and because we go either early in the morning when it's pretty
When it's heli traffic.
when it's heli traffic, or we'll go like 1 to like 3 o'clock, and then there's
That can be you're falling on those the shift changes for different types of jobs.
so it can be heli people too. So sometimes people say, hey, let me work in on a set with y'all. Cool, that is no big deal. So that's fine. I don't think she would have wanted to do that because we don't really take down the weight once we put it on there.
It's just like
You're going to have to change the weight every time because I'm not about to do that for you.
it was like, do you want to reduce the weight? By how much? Take all of those plates off of there and then put these 2 tins. It's just like,
all right, well, you take
Ma'am.
No.
you should just go do a barbell press.
Because
There's no point in you using this.
I can't lift as much as Jamar, and Jamar don't take the weights off for me. When I want less weight, I have to remove the things that I don't want on there. All right, you're doing a weight that I can't do anymore, so I'm gonna go down to this crazy weight, but still manageable, and I'm gonna stay here.
Well, a lot of people just don't know. You know what I learned being in Planet Fitness is that there are alternative things you can use to actually do the same effect. So that person could have very easily wouldn't go picked up 2 tins.
They
and did
didn't
a
want to
barbell.
work out.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we figured
I'm
that out
mad
a long
that you
time ago.
started to talk about a person that actually wanted to work out. No.
I am
Let's
speaking.
not
I am taking
forget-
this for the hypothetical people who actually do want to work
we're
out.
talking about real fucking people that didn't want to work out. No. We're not talking about the good people, the good
Talking
couple
about the
that
fairy tale people.
say, "Hey, we want to work with y'all because we don't have a bench and we trying to
I'm not
get
trying
these
to work.
gains
All right,
up."
one person
Cool.
working in with a group of 2, that's fine. 2 more people working with a group of 2, I'm never going to keep my heart rate up, and I'm going to end up stepping.
I mean, me and Jamar also do supersets on everything, so there's very little rest, even when we're not doing a set. Either I'm doing push-ups or squats or some type of body weight exercise while he's on the bench and vice versa. So we're going to be doing something. I don't know what you two are going to be doing, but no, that would be frustrating. I probably wouldn't let 2 randoms join. I would tell them no. One person is cool because you're not really going to eat up all of my time. But 2 of you, it's like my whole rotation is like I go, he go, and then it's you 2 that go.
It was like
And
I go.
no. So
It's
what
like
has to
it's one
happen is-
person doing body weight, one person doing lifting. I get the rest for like a hot second, and then you lift. But with two people, it's like I rest for 2 reps, and as of this point, what am I doing here?
Yeah, no. What have to happen is there would be, I go, he go, one of y'all go, I go, he go, the other one of y'all go.
y'all are a couple. Y'all one unit.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all both doing the lifting.
Yeah. Because realistically, we have somewhere that we got to get to in like a progression set of time, and then normally like he has to go to work at 1, and so like I said, we try to go at like 9. Sometimes we don't get there till 11, so we have a finite amount of time. Y'all gotta.
You gotta fire up the reps.
Yeah, because
you gotta start spotting them and just lifting the whole.
Yeah, like all right, y'all are done.
Wait, why are you stealing my pumps? I'm turning this into curls.
Yeah,
get out of here.
But yeah, no, that was
you're being a lot. No, I'm being someone who needs to.
The most random experience I've had at the gym of just someone just wandering up to me and being like, "Let me have this." No,
I've never actually had that question.
Go away.
But I also have a very focused look up. Oh my goodness, that's the other thing.
I feel like, but you would go at night.
Yeah.
And
there are times
giant.
Yes, that's the other thing. Most
like
people
keep
look at me
like you're not huge.
Most people look at me as like terribly intimidating. It's just like I'm less intimidating than you are.
I generally, when I go to the gym, have sweatpants and like a baggy shirt on, so you have no idea what I look like. But everybody just knows that I'm smaller, so people just wander up to me, which is fine. But don't ask me, can you have my bench? That is like a cardinal sin. No, you can't. The other dude that gave it up, like he had literally just got there and then like just took everything off and got up and gave it to her. I was like, so that shit really works. That's why you're doing it. All right. That's crazy. Crazy as fuck. Like he was working on calves and I guess he thought they were going to be working on chest, which I understand. If somebody's going to be doing like a squat or a chest, you probably should give it up if you're going to be using that.
You do calves on so many other things.
Yeah, he just likes
if you even need to really do calves. Like there are muscle groups that I don't work out because they just get worked out.
I like to work out my calves, but I have nice legs, and so I'm proud of my calves. So I like to.
I'm proud of my calves too. My calves are fucking cut, but I didn't need to do that.
But no, I didn't need to as when I first noticed it. But I was like, oh, all right, well, I can throw some extras in there for y'all. We can make this better. So that's how Tony took that.
I didn't realize my legs were nice until a woman said something.
Me neither.
It's just like why are your calves so firm? Like, girl, first things first. Why are you ogling my calves?
Don't touch my calves. I learned my legs were nice as a surprise because I don't wear shorts, and so they saw my legs for the first time. They're like, "You have really nice legs. Why don't you wear shorts?" My legs get cold really, really easy. And I don't know why. They do not like.
Because you just get cold.
I don't get cold. That's the misconception. I like it hot. I don't get cold really. Like that what's on right now is the fan.
I know.
And
thank God it's on. Because it's heating pad. I'm over here with a little bit of mist.
Yeah. I just really enjoy being hot, but I don't really get cold like that. But my legs don't like the wind to be on them. Like I'm routinely outside in the winter with no shirt on, just doing stuff. That doesn't bother me. Standing outside in just a t-shirt, that's cool. But my legs feeling a little bit of wind on them, they're like, well, what the fuck is this? Why are we not covered? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And so I don't like shorts. I never wear shorts. My legs are.
Oh, you also really like pants a lot.
I love jeans. Jeans are so nice.
It's like it's the perfect storm of all the reasons not to buy that.
It is. Like, jeans are really nice.
As a guy is just like who used to wear jean shorts. No one should wear jean shorts now.
No.
Jean shorts are dead. Let it go. Jorts.
How do you feel, Ash, about jean shorts?
Jean shorts on guys.
I mean, on dudes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's some like early 2000s shit.
Exactly.
That's like when I was in middle school. Like, oh, that was the thing to do. But if I see a nigga walking out with jean shorts,
yeah, I want to know something else. That's early 2000 shit.
What?
These gas prices.
Yeah.
It's not even early 2000s because the early 2000s was like we were still in like the early
2004, 2005, 2006 is early 2000s.
We had a gas shortage then. I was a tot.
That was when it started going up to like $2.50 and all that.
And $3 and $4. I remember that.
Was it $2.50 and $4 back
Yes.
Yeah. We went to DC when I was about 16. Nigga, that shit was $4 in that bitch.
You didn't remember is because you weren't driving.
I mean, I feel like it was about $3. We
as
went
soon
down.
As we started the campaign, which turned into the Iraq War.
Gas went up.
Yeah.
And then after a while, like recently it went down like a lot and it never just went back up.
Well, it went down because we started drilling for oil in our country.
Yeah.
We have a lot of oil and we just had been like refusing to drill for environmental reasons. And then somehow or another, either a president or
Bush allotted for drilling.
And they started fracking.
Yeah. And now we have flamethrowers coming out of our people's spigots. But
yeah.
Our gas prices are lower.
But there was just
I ain't got no eyebrows, but I got a full tank, nigga.
There was a terrorist attack on a pipeline.
All right. I can actually go into extreme detail about what really happened here. There was a ransomware attack. So basically what happened was somehow a virus got uploaded into the gas system that pretty much locked up the entire thing and said unless they pay a certain amount, they're not going to release the gas system back to them. So what the gas company had to do is they had to progressively go through and what they call flash, which is basically put a new OS on everything that's been updated from the previous software people. So that means they can update this thing and actually get that virus out of there, and then that'll be fine. That really isn't that large a deal as opposed to what they could have done. They could have there's probably hopefully there are manual overrides for everything, or else they could have been like, you know what we're about to do? If you guys don't pay us, we're just about to release this gas into the environment everywhere. That would have been way worse. But they just said they weren't going to allow gas to flow through it. But ultimately, I do believe as of now, they have flashed everything that's back in there, and we're just to the pre-COVID toilet paper crisis.
But for gas.
Yes. Man, everybody thought they were going to get the diarrheas. And now everybody's still sitting here with all this. Everybody got all this toilet paper still.
My friend Charles from Texas, shout out to Charles, said that it was a woman's problem. He said, I've never seen women. He's like, everyone in my life uses an exuberant amount of toilet paper.
Oh my God.
And I don't understand. What are y'all talking about?
All right, so I can explain. It's because you guys, every time you go to the bathroom, you use toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it.
Yo, that nigga was irate over that.
Yeah, because
he was like, my mama is probably the main reason.
God, that shit was crazy.
If I reach for toilet paper and it's not there, I'm legitimately.
A toilet paper roll can last me like at least 2 weeks. You see how you giggled at that?
Because I don't notice. You just do it like, repair it.
Yeah, because y'all are just so accustomed to
toilet paper being there
and running out of it because y'all always use it all the fucking time
never know.
For everything, for your makeup, for your ass, for your vagina. Anytime y'all go in the bathroom, y'all are getting some toilet paper. And I don't know why y'all feel like toilet paper is the paper y'all need to get at every moment.
This is there. I don't know. I never noticed.
I use it to blow my nose. That's the only thing I actually blow through it on.
I never noticed
that, not really that
we are the culprits of this.
The toilet paper consumption. It is I mean, the only people who I actually hear about complain about toilet paper are also women. When you get the one ply inside the bathroom.
That's so fucking gross. That's how you know your employees don't give a fuck about you when they give you that fucking one-ply toilet paper. You should leave. You should protest and be like, 2-ply or bye.
I just fold it to the point where it's 2-ply and keep it pushing because
what is wrong with you? Oh my God, it fold up in your pussy hairs. It's so fucking gross.
Ain't got that problem.
Yeah, you see how
ain't got that problem.
But that's another reason why y'all care so much. Like, y'all got to do so much with toilet paper that's not a thing for us. Like, we're going to wipe our ass when we take a shit.
That shit don't feel good.
We might take a shit once a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our engagement with toilet paper. Y'all engage with toilet paper every single time y'all use a bathroom. And then wonder why we upset that we
I'm
gotta
not
just
particularly
constantly
upset
have to
about
buy
it.
toilet paper. Yeah, because you don't live with a woman.
This nigga live with
I do
two
live with a
women.
woman.
No. Are you in charge of buying toilet paper for the house?
Actually, I am. It's very odd.
Do you notice that it goes quick?
My father definitely complains about it going quickly.
I know. I understand why you don't notice.
Why?
Well, you should notice.
Well, no, my father just tells me to go buy toilet paper.
No, you should notice because did toilet paper go that quickly when you were in college?
Hell no.
Now, why do you think it goes that quickly now?
Oh, my mother started doing your makeup. It's like,
Exactly, because
my mother was
toilet paper for fucking everything. It's,
My mother
it's
was-
a makeup wipe. Well, it's also to wipe my ass, and if you use it for your
well,
face,
you can legitimately use like I use tissue paper inside of drawing to move graphite, so I guess it's the same principle for makeup. But
if you use all of that for your face, what am I supposed to use for my bum?
Why do you ain't got multiple?
This is bum paper. This
Racks
is for my
of it.
bum.
I mean, how many things of toilet paper do you buy at a time though? Because we buy them in like I buy an egregious amount. I buy it from like BJ's or Sam's Club, so that means it's like we're sitting up here like I got like
because
64 rolls of
buy
toilet
it
paper.
a lot or in large amounts doesn't mean that I don't
Or
recognize.
does that upset you even more that it went really fast?
Bruh,
It's like two rolls a day. It's only been a month.
it don't even have to be that. I just, even if I buy it in a large quantity, sure, it's going to be here. But that doesn't slow down the fact that how fast they're going through it. That didn't change. I just have more of it. They didn't slow down their
Rate of
usage
consumption
rate.
didn't change.
Yeah, no, so I don't, more of it, less of it, like their rate of consumption is going to be that. So I just got to kind of like match that or exceed.
Oh, I mean,
I never noticed. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's
Why
like
would y'all notice it's a part of y'all natural life? It's what y'all do all the time. So I don't
know.
I mean,
It's
I could just say sorry
my
now. I don't know.
my father at one point started drawing a line and it's just like, you know what I'm about to do? Because of this, I'm buying Scots. This is what you get.
What? That's terrible. Your father lightweight mean.
My father,
A whole bunch mean. Jeez.
because my grandmother buys Scots, and for some reason he likes Scots, and I'm like, you know, now that I'm buying toilet paper, I'm buying Charmin. Well, I don't like Charmin. Too bad. I'm buying it.
I don't like
He
Charmin
got
either.
he's kind of upset about that.
Yeah,
Because it's like at the end of the day, it's just like,
I'm not
damn.
a big Charmin fan. Cause Charmin leaves like that residue. Like it's, you know how you have those really, really fluffy towels that you dry off with and they kind of leave that little like white flaky shit on you? Like that.
Charmin
Like
is the white flaky shit.
Charmin leaves that white flaky shit. Like the little hairs or fibers from the towel. Like how they're kind of like be on your skin.
I don't ever use.
That's what I feel
Charmin.
like from Charmin.
Oh, what toilet paper does everyone use?
I just switched to wet wipes
Oh,
entirely.
you're the worst.
Yeah, I know that's not good for your sexual system, but it also feels great.
It's like-
I am the absolute worst. I know, and I like use
Your
like
dad is gonna
3
be
at a
so upset
time.
when they snake that.
Like I looked at the thing, it was like, yeah, no, only flush one at a time. I'm like, huh. Fuck that.
Why don't you
I'm
throw them in the trash?
Huh? What the fuck is just shitty toilet paper sitting in the trash bin? Absolutely not. You go bye-bye. What? No, I'm good.
I mean, you can take the trash out immediately.
Huh?
You can
No.
take the trash
You
out.
want me to do what?
Take your trash
Damn,
out.
that's crazy. What's the next topic?
That's wild.
Take the trash
You
out
wanna destroy the
immediately.
ecosystem. Look at this is what we're
No, it's not about destroying the ecosystem. It's
Yeah,
destroying
the
that
fucking
freaking toilet paper
system.
trap.
Listen, I didn't
This-
know until I
look
read the back, but I'm like, damn, that's
Look
crazy.
at what we'll do to your
As a
toilet
person-
and not care.
Because it's like, despite what most people tell you, tampons are also not biodegradable. They
No.
don't break down inside the toilet either.
No, you don't never flush a tampon out of it. It's the thick ass cotton ball. Why the fuck would you flush that?
Most women do.
That's weird.
My thing is, if you're not gonna flush the cotton ball and you willing to just leave that out, why can't you leave the
The
wipe out? So blood
'Cause it's
is
gonna smell like because one
is
smells like shit.
Exactly.
you never smelled coppery ass period blood.
Food. You could just throw
I
that
hate
in the
to tell you
thing
this.
and then
There's been
shove
no
it.
one who's had a
way
period
down.
inside of my home for like multiple
He said
decades.
coppery ass for like
You
pennies in
never
this
had
bitch.
a woman that you dated that's just been around you on her period.
Who's that? Like,
No,
She's
I go to them and then I leave.
This nigga. That sounds so cold.
So
I like being home.
But so they're
That
around
is
you.
cold.
They're around me, but it's
Yeah,
not
so you
like
just-
I don't be out there sniffing it outside. They sniffing
I
out.
don't sniff it out, but it's definitely a distinct smell. You know how?
I'm imagine Tony going through.
Nah, you know how nickel tastes.
Like-
You ever taste nickel?
I don't be out here licking nickels. That's weird,
Oh my
dude.
goodness, not a fucking nickel, but the real taste of nickel, like that
No.
metallic taste,
You mean like when you put a battery on the end of your tongue or something like that?
kind of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of smells like that. Yeah, so it's a very like distinct smell.
But I am never going out there questing for things.
I don't
So-
quest for it.
That's what it sounds like.
If a woman is on her period and she's around me,
I mean, I've never had a
questing
woman
for it.
actually just smell like blood.
Yeah.
So
Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like I just go out.
This nigga just waiting every day. I wonder if Ashley.
Like, no, it's just
Katrina, what you doing today? Bleeding?
Nah, that's so weird. Like,
What you doing in your spare time?
Searching for
There's
bitches
some
on their
reason
period.
Extra
No.
absorbency
you
today.
just be over there leaning. Take a whole whisk.
Oh, she need the super ones, y'all. Nigga, what?
Nah,
It's not like they're secreting them from the pores.
That's so funny.
It's like
but
they don't have a particular smell that they put off.
see, I
They're not-
guess you
it's not like
also
so
haven't
nasty.
really been in situations
face
where
is
you or
secreting.
them have their own place.
It's funny.
yeah, all throughout college and all through like in college, yeah, but I don't know. All the girls that I've known have always tried to flush all their tampons down the toilet.
All right, so what I'm saying is, for you, it doesn't sound like there's ever been a situation where, let's say, a woman's on her period, but she
Yeah.
still wants to spend time with you. She spends the day with you. She's still there. Y'all want to watch a movie and lay in the bed and cuddle. She wants to take her pants off and does so. So now she's just in her panties. And she's laying in your bed.
And she just out here smelling nickely. It's like, this is the thing. It's just like, where do I get to the point where I'm out here smelling their crotch?
You know what's the craziest thing?
Yeah.
Charles wants to get married, and I'm just
Yeah.
totally hell confused.
Yeah.
Why
It's
you
like,
talk
why
about
am I out
women
here
as this?
Yeah. Yes. No.
Far
That's,
away.
No,
that's when you
it's
smell
not
it.
that
That's-
far away.
that's when
I
you-
just don't
Yes,
be
no,
out here
that's when you smell it.
No, nigga.
That's when you smell it. Because it's not like their vagina smells it. It's the tampon that's absorbed the blood that is holding the blood in it.
like maybe I just haven't been like conscientious or aware enough.
This
But it's
nigga
like-
oblivious.
Yeah, I'm just
Shout
saying.
out to
like,
Charles' future wife.
'cause this
Shout out
nigga-
to- it's gonna be a ride. I can't fucking wait to hear the arguments on
I'm
this
so
one.
bad. Like this nigga's like, I'm really smelling
Why you
nickel.
smell like nickel?
Yeah, if you
You
ask
smell
her
like a
that,
fucking coin
you know
press,
how
bitch. What's
upset
going
she's gonna
on?
be? I'm glad we've had this conversation before that happened to you in real
I
life.
don't know why this is so funny because I won't come over here to Tony like
Nigga, you
I
wanna
said
get
this
married and he
and
just
I don't know why
know.
she's upset.
Why don't
Nigga,
you know?
what?
Yeah, bro. Because basically, because if you like,
I
you
can't
smell like
wait.
nickel because women know that they have that scent sometimes when they're on their period. It's not something they can control. It's just because
I'm just not gonna-
blood has a copper
my
because
God.
blood has iron in it, so it has that nickel coppery
Maybe
smell.
it's just like I've been around my sister and my mother for like the entirety of my life. I've like my sister. At one point, my
I don't
sister
think
was
that-
wearing my underwear while she was on her period.
Yeah,
that was
but
a whole nother thing.
That's weird.
So I was very upset.
Not on
It's
one
just
foot's
like
back.
I was up here like, why are you wearing? Well, behind a more nigga. Give me my underwear back.
No,
Yeah, you can keep
get your
them.
own,
Yeah.
or buy me new ones. Not give me mine back. Buy me new. You put them on already.
I am a very.
Over with.
Yeah, you already put them on. I don't want them.
It's just like
You probably bled on them.
this is like 13-year-old me.
Your nickly
All
ass.
types of boundary issues. It's just like why?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
Oh
so,
no, I think it was like 12 or 11-year-old me.
yeah. So think
It's
about
just
that,
like,
Charles. Yeah, so
what?
no, 12 or 11-year-old Charles isn't thinking about my sister smells like nickel. No, that's not something
Yeah.
that you're noticing. Also, because you're not dealing with her in that way. But when you're engaging with a woman, that's just something that you're probably gonna come across. And if you mention it like that, like why do you smell like nickel? You're gonna hurt her feelings.
I hurt all types of people's feelings all types of way accidentally.
Hey,
I'm a bull in a china shop when it comes to feelings. I know that.
This nigga.
It's just like
I cannot wait.
Just
it's just like what happened.
Chapter 1 of this
Why are
nigga's
you
marriage.
crying?
I can't wait to see
You
this
see
shit
how
play
Ash didn't
out.
refute anything that I said because she's like, that's normal.
I'm not saying it's not
You're the
normal.
one
I
that's
just
like,
didn't smell it.
Nigga, what?
Yeah, I'm
What
just,
is this?
I'm just like, it's just what we're doing.
You smell like the United States Treasury.
Oh my god. Oh my
I
god.
have like a billion interesting ways of saying this.
And I feel like he would say
He
that.
would say it just like, because he weird as fuck. Remember
Yeah.
the time he asked, hey, Ash, are you a baritone or some weird shit? Like,
Yeah.
I
he was
said
just like,
alto.
Alto, yeah, you just asked that randomly while we was chilling. I'm like, why would I know that?
I know what I am.
Or like, he'll be like, yeah, what's wrong with your toes? Like, you got some Anglo-Saxon in you. What the fuck? Yeah, you're
That's
gonna
what it
say
means
that,
when you
and
have
it's
that
gonna
real
be-
long for
I
one real long
can't
toe.
wait.
I have like random. I am an
Hey.
accumulation
Oh my-
of random
I
knowledge.
can't wait to hear your wife be
if
mad at you for
say
stupid, funny
something
shit.
like that.
I
to
can't wait.
her,
Ash is just gonna be yucking it up in my
Ash,
she's not
Why
gonna-
are women like this?
I
Look
call
at you,
Ash
I'm
is just like,
Yeah,
how
like,
are you? It's like,
why am I
how are
sleeping on the
you-
couch tonight? Well, what did you say? She just smelled like a bag of nickels. I don't understand, Ash. This is what's wrong with you when you're too emotional. Nigga, you just said she smelled like a coin purse. What do you want me to
That's
do?
an interesting roast there. It's just like, I'll use that one now. Don't use
You
that
smell
one.
like my wallet. Nigga,
No,
I am
don't
on
keep-
my
I don't
period.
keep-
What
I
are you
don't
talking
keep change
about?
inside my wallet. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
like have you ever smelled change? How change smells?
Yes.
There.
That's how blood be smelling.
Yeah. So it smells like that. So it's a very distinct smell. So you just
Okay.
So-
I think I put that inside of a whole other reference. I guess I have smelled it. I just didn't say anything.
Because
It's
you're
just
not-
like, I guess I have smelled it. I
Oh
just
my
didn't say anything.
God. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate
can't
this
wait.
nigga.
I can't wait
I hate
for this
this
nigga's
nigga
burial.
said,
I'm
Wait a
gonna be at the wedding
second.
reception dancing like this
He
nigga
said,
is
"Yes,
the
He
greatest.
said, I have smelled this before.
Oh,
Wait,
what?
now that you say change, I've smelled women that
Now
smell like
this has
change.
gone ding ding in my head.
Yeah, yeah. That's what that is.
Just
Oh,
some-
well.
That's a woman on her period.
Well, I don't necessarily. I don't worry about it all that much.
I mean, I'm not worried about it, but
It is
it's
a fact
just
of
something
life.
that you know. And if you know what that
Oh,
smell
I
is and
don't-
you notice, it's like, oh, all right.
I don't know. I don't critically analyze the way people smell unless it's bad.
I
Can't
mean,
wait.
that's not bad. It's just
Ugh.
also a very unique smell.
Yeah,
People don't
like,
normally walk around smelling like change.
Apparently, they do. Tony,
Yeah.
that's more than 50% of the population at least a week a year.
But when those people smell like change, it means one specific thing.
What happens when a dude smells like change? Should I question things?
I
Probably
was
should
about
check
to-
his pronouns.
I was about to say a terrible joke, but we was about to bleep out a name and all kinds of crazy stuff.
But
And I don't know why I'm like this because, like, it was
because you're
just-
you.
it was people that I know. It's like no affiliation to y'all. Just like, why are you taking shots? Just why? Why, Tony?
Because it was there and it was free and it was easy.
There is an opportunity.
Oh, but I'm also just me. So you guys have to understand for my
This
overall,
got to be
my
fucking
level of
hilarious.
obliviousness inside of certain types of social situations, if I don't care.
I can't. It's so fucking weird.
If you just smell a man, but it smells
Oh.
like nickels.
Why would you say that?
Did you see him look down? He felt so sorry for that person.
Like I said, Tony is terrible.
See, that's the other thing. It's like, in some ways, I am the pillar of empathy on this show. But then there's just giant empathetic blind spots that I don't have.
Yeah.
It's just like, because it's one of those things where I'll be out here like, I don't know, this just seems like a normal thing to me and I'm not necessarily going to worry about it. Or a lot of the women that I've always been around have been giant perfume people. So that means it's just like the room always smells like that. But there are definitely times when I go over and they smell more like perfumes than other times. That means that could possibly be the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not really going to complain at this point. But
Also,
I don't know.
A lot of women are insecure about it.
I mean, that makes sense. They'd be out there loading up if that's the.
So if you get bled on, you have to handle it appropriately. Look how. What does that mean?
This nigga said I wasn't prepared to get bled on.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you prep yourself for something like that? Like,
He said, "Wait, what?" You go.
it's like
She go.
I already don't necessarily like
I don't want
sleeping
this-
with people all like that as it is.
I
Like,
don't want this to
I
happen.
am a very like I'm an
I don't
active
want this.
sleeper.
But no, wait.
So I'll be rolling all over the place.
Let's role play a different scenario where it's not y'all sleeping. Let's say y'all are having sex. Her period don't start for 3 more days. During the course of sex, you make it come on.
That's a very interesting situation.
That's a normal, regular situation.
It's just like surprise. I'm like,
What the fuck?
What's going on here?
What do you mean? What's going on here?
Well, it's like
This is that moment where we was talking about, I don't know, isolate from maturity to immaturity. You the whole 12-year-old boy talking about something. What do I do?
It's not like what I do is just like, okay, well, I guess this is a thing.
This nigga
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
still-
I mean, there's nothing that you can pretend. What are you
Are you
really
gonna
sorry
stop? Or you
about?
gonna be like, ugh, yeah, you gonna stop, ain't you? You gonna stop?
I mean,
He don't want it on him.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? I did not sign
it's
up
a
for
very
this.
odd situation for me
Mhm.
because it's not like I don't practice sports where I have not caused people to bleed on me.
You ever
Like,
had
I
blood
have
on your
broken-
dick though?
I mean, what's the difference between there and then my face? I would rather actually have it on my penis than in my face. I've broken someone's nose before. It's like
sounds nasty.
wrestling is just like all across the front of the leotard.
Oh, so you
It's-
never faced that situation. So you don't know exactly what you're gonna do. You gonna keep
Not
going?
really.
You
I
just
mean,
be like,
well,
"Are you
it's
okay?"
also a possibility where I don't. See, that's the thing. It's like I don't know if I've been lied to. So it's like
I'm confused.
Well,
Yeah,
no, it's
how
just
do you
like
confused? What do
I
you
don't know if
mean?
I've been lied to. Wait,
because it's like
Go ahead.
whenever
expound.
anything's like that, I've been told it was their first time, but it's just like, was that true? Was it not true?
So you've had blood on your
Yeah, I
your
mean,
thing
yeah.
before?
You can say
okay,
penis.
so I can say penis. No,
Yes.
I'm being childish.
And
On your
so-
wee wee.
and
When I hear chilies on my way,
Maggie
I think of
said,
Slumdog.
I don't know if they lied.
I don't know. I mean, it could have been embarrassing, so it's just like you just play it off immediately.
So they lied about being a virgin instead of saying they were on their period. That's
People,
very interesting.
people do
That's
very
wild.
That's a
well, no,
drastic-
people do very drastic things when they're embarrassed.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I guess, but that's
It's like that's not the
That's not the first
that's not
thing
the
you
wildest
run into.
that's not the wildest lie I've ever ran into.
I mean,
And
that
it's
would
also
probably
not
be-
something I'm really going to take as offense because I've always been very transparent that I don't care if a girl is a virgin or not.
No, I'm. That's gonna be like the wildest lie I would run into if it's a lie off of like. You said you were a virgin and that was your period, so
Why?
like, there's just so many just different. One, if you, I have just questions.
I
If we
understand.
ever have a conversation about sex, you
A
have
lot
to
of the women, also a lot of the women I actually talk to, their families are very conservative about these types of things. That means the overall education about this stuff is probably pretty lacking. Because like going through college outside of Shaker is like where we had the same amount of education because we were inside the same grade and all that other shit. But apparently outside of Shaker, like the health coverage was worse than Shaker's, and I thought Shaker's was actually tragic.
Well, fuck that. They ain't been out here and experiencing life and fucking.
Not really, not in the same way. Christian school,
I'm trying to go to Christian
Very-
school.
very driven, very focused.
I don't know what
Other
Christian school you
school.
was going to. Shit, my Christian college, they was getting.
Not Christian college, Christian like high school.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna say Christian college, they was getting down.
Probably more so than other.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was.
Fucking
They
sexually
was
repressed
drunk.
ass. See, that's what I want.
They was
I want some
rained by
sexually
spring.
repressed
They was getting
college
married by the
kids.
spring
I don't-
quarter.
Like
And
I don't
getting
know.
it
Whenever
popping.
anyone's repressed, I'm more fearful for anyone who had to be repressed inside of like early high or early teens, early to late teens. If you're repressed throughout your early to late teens, things don't typically go very well after you get to college.
I'm with it. I'm trying
Those
to see.
are always the people who typically get pregnant very quickly in college or whatever situation that you're in because they don't know how to deal with this stuff.
See, I'm with it with them college niggas. Because first of all, you're already young. So you're already horny. So that's gonna be great. That's already
That's
that's gonna be cool. Then you don't really know much of anything, which I'm willing to sacrifice.
I was also always the friend. Even if I wasn't dating anybody, I would have condoms or something because people would just randomly come up to that like, "Hey, do you have a yes? Here, go. Don't be an idiot."
Well, no, I mean that's fine. I guess it's weird for me if someone is like, "Yeah, I'm a virgin," and they fucked half the football team.
And you know it?
Yeah, like I know.
I know you a
what
hoe.
you told me. And even if you're not a hoe, like
I know you a hoe, girl.
but
That doesn't necessarily even make you half
It
the football
don't.
team.
But I'm just saying for all intents and purposes, y'all know
Football
what I
teams
say
that
when I
have-
say
yeah.
you a
Football
hoe.
teams in
Yeah.
like high school have like
Are you
70-man rosters.
Yeah, so it's
sexually
like-
liberated? Is that what
That's
you want me to
30
say?
that's
You're
35
liberated?
dudes.
Oh, that she's sexually liberated? All right, cool.
yeah. So it's like, why would tell me that this was your
Because
Virginia instead of saying this-
embarrassment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like embarrassment is a hell of a thing, and it's something that I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's just like I don't understand. Maybe I wasn't understand.
I guess that one, it just for me, I think that's the wildest lie because it just leads to constant lying. You can never have an honest conversation with me about this aspect of your life again.
Most people don't like having honest conversations about sex for the most part, especially early in their lives, because it's such a taboo subject depending upon the household that you're going to. Like there are a lot of people who are used to, like, they just act like their kids don't have it.
Your mama did that to me. So I had sex first and then went to her for birth control after I was fucking. I'm like, I should tell my mom. And then I was like, Mom, I think I need birth control now. She was like, no. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I did my part. You've denied me this. I don't know what you about to do, but I'm not going to
really
stop
all
fucking.
that wild because it's just like a lot of people exist inside of this vein already.
Well, I guess I mean the actual person, like not necessarily them going to talk to their parents, but like
Yeah, no, that's a weird thing to
just
lie about.
dealing
I'd be
with
like, whoopsie.
that person. But it also sounds like you've dealt with
I have dealt
very
emotionally immature.
no, not even that. Just women that are a lot less experienced in the realm of sexuality.
Indefinitely, yes.
Like that's definitely something I was like, what's the most polite way I can say this? Yeah.
I was like their second or third person and like possibly the only one who was any good at it. At least that's what I think.
You
But
need to get some hoes.
I don't want hoes.
Yeah, you don't need no hoes.
I don't
a waste
want
of
them.
fucking time.
Not like get hoes. Like you gotta have like a roster of women. But I mean like a woman that has been out there, been sexually liberated, experienced that. That's who you should fuck with.
Oh, I understand your critique now.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking right back into a very similar situation right now, aren't I?
Yep.
It's just like whole other conversation though.
Yeah.
Anywho, man,
Yeah.
this is a whole nother episode from what we play.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
gas and then this. I mean, I feel like I guess my relationship status is always the most interesting because I'm also, for some reason, I'm always bizarrely willing to talk about it, except for now. But there's more asterisks around.
Well,
it
not
now.
even not your status. It's more
the people that I've interacted with.
that and just like your past experiences in a way that like your upbringing. Like we've, for all intents and purposes, come from a pretty similar background.
Yes.
And especially like high school going forward.
Yes.
So,
But we interacted with very different groups of women in high school.
yeah, like the women that we interacted with, and then the way that we engaged women going into and through adulthood.
Like, because I
Has
was not
been.
going to date any of the tree girls at all.
I mean, neither.
you can call them tree girl.
They are the tree girls.
Yeah, I didn't date none of them.
There's the tree
What
people.
was
There's
wrong
the
with
tree,
the tree girls?
I mean, one, they were all my friends.
I don't fucking any of them
Two,
tree girls.
there was
Why were they
far
off
too much
limits?
drama in order to play inside of that pool.
Ooh, he thinking of a nice way to say it. The tree girls be listening.
No,
Tree girls is
they, for all intents and purposes, as far as I know, they all hated each other.
That's not a reason not to fuck somebody. Why you ain't fuck the tree girls, Tony?
I mean,
What was wrong with the tree girls? I want to know.
They're
Yo,
just,
that tree is infamous.
Tony. All right, so what Charles is speaking to is, so our group was about 20 to 25 people strong.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of
it
that,
depends upon who you continue to be tree girls either, because there is definitely a group of girls that I probably would have messed around inside of that pool, but that's a whole other pool and a whole bunch of shots that I would have been willing to take.
And inside of that, there was a lot of like cliquey and like messiness and like just young dumb shit. So just a lot of messy sis inside of the group that just like you could avoid if you just didn't engage with certain women. Like, and then, or if you were going to engage or be cool with certain women, that would immediately cut off access and engagement to other women that were still all inside the group, would still all show up to like the big full group events because everybody has like mutual friends and shit like that. So at times it could be an awkward, messy situation. So I understand what Charles is saying.
Because like,
but I also can't say that Tony hasn't dabbled inside of the tree pool.
I understand you've dabbled, but you've never dove all the way in because it was never really. That's like,
yeah, no, that's not
dipping your toe in and then doing a cannonball are two totally different things.
Yeah, no. Tony dipped a toe in, was like, all right, this is cool. Dip a toe in over here, and then I was like, you know, I'm kind of done with this.
Y'all are annoying.
Yeah, so no, I was never willing to like fully commit to doing that, but just more. Also,
I also had bad experiences with a good portion of the immediate people that I like hung around. One was kind of a chronic liar. The other was, as far as I'm concerned, emotionally immature. The other was just annoying. And the other one was just who they were. I probably would have never been interested inside of dating them. And then there was somebody else who was dating them at that point in time anyway.
But no, I mean, like inside your college life, like the women you chose to date were much more
conservative.
Yes.
And so I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not more attracted to more conservative women, but it's also I'm more interested to peel back the layers of that as opposed to someone who I have to be interested in order to pursue someone. So that means if I just know everything up front, then I'm not probably going to like feel like peeling back the layers because all the layers are already open. And it's like, well, I know everything. You don't interest me anymore.
See, and I think that's kind of the wrong approach.
I ain't gonna tell this how this nigga live, right? It's
well,
wrong.
I've been talking to Tony about a lot of stuff.
How he views it, because let's say you're very outspoken and more like, I'm gonna give who I am as a person to people just in general. But that doesn't mean that in a relationship there isn't a lot more nuance and depth and like levity to like who you are as a person. That has to be uncovered and like new levels that have to be reached for you to be comfortable to like expose certain things. So that's where I disagree. Just because they're conservative doesn't mean
they have more depth than these other people.
Yeah.
Which I can understand, which is also, I guess, part of the problem of I have an issue when I get into a relationship that I help someone kind of discover who they are and where they are in this place in the world. It's just like, I understand myself. Peace. And that upsets me. So, and Tony knows this. So it's just like, this is the reason why you're getting this result. And here's how you could avoid that.
Yeah, you can't just.
It's the first type of person that you're approaching, not completely and totally the way that the way you're going about this is partially wrong.
Yeah, like you seem, it's always beginner stage conservative.
Yes, tendency.
Like they ain't did shit for real.
Yeah,
like not even just sex wise, just anything
and so
else.
My thing is this: women need a hoe phase. You blinked like 8 times.
I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? It's like, here's what they need. Okay.
I mean, men need a hoe phase as well.
I guess I've gone through that inside of my life.
But women need to, and so it doesn't have to be necessarily a hoe phase.
I understand what you mean, but
they need to have
a discovery phase.
Someone that is trash. They need to experience someone that is good. But the normal times, and 9 times out of 10, that first experience is someone that is good is them recognizing what their standards are, and what you did, what the other person didn't do, is make them feel good. All right, so now that I feel good and I want to be here because this person makes me feel good. Then you taught them, all right, you can feel good, just period. So they learned how to feel good.
I established the baseline.
So they learned how to just feel good. All right, so now I don't have to stay with Charles because Charles makes me feel good. and I know what I don't want from men and what I do want, and I'm gonna go do that. Because you might not necessarily be exactly what they wanted initially, but you provided
The primer.
the primer of I feel good with him. He cares about me. And most people want someone to care about them in like a sincere way. So if that's what you're providing and they haven't had that before, they're going to get that from you. But that's also teaching them that, all right, so I do want to be cared about in a sincere way. But you might not necessarily have the other qualities of the person that they want.
Huh.
But you're showing them, all right, but this is what sincerity and a genuine person dealing with you looks like.
Oh, that's made me uncomfortable. Well, unfortunately for that, that's made me like very jaded when it comes to dealing with people. Tony's experienced that too. Like I'm very jaded when it comes to like evaluating things as of now. It's just like, you're not doing what I want you to do. In terms of like what do you mean? Do you just get to control everything? I don't want to control everything. You're just not moving the way you need to be moving in life. And I'm tired of fixing that.
Then you got to stop going after it.
That's not the way I work.
What? Nigga?
Just like,
This nigga
that's
said,
not the way I work. I understand what I need, but also.
Wait, this nigga said, I'm tired of fixing that. I said, all right, then stop doing that.
That's not the way I function. Because
who are you talking to?
that's like asking a metal detector to stop seeking metal, even though I don't want to. It's like, God damn it, there's a piece of metal.
Matter of fact that I want to retire. No.
You still got me out here looking for coins on the beach. It's just like, please stop.
Please go to new heights.
I want to be a vacuum cleaner now. No. You don't. That's not the way it works.
I guess maybe still a conservative person, but someone that is experienced and already gone through that.
Okie dokie.
Because that's what I would say. Because that's what it sounds like. From what I've heard from the assessment of people that you've talked about is we engaged. They didn't really have a concept of what a relationship looked like.
I taught them what a relationship looks like and say, this is how it's supposed to work.
All right, I'm gonna go
do this relationship thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that woman or that movie where a dude sleeps with a woman? Dude, whoever the dude would sleep with, they would get married immediately after.
Yeah, I follow this lady who teaches a lot about married life and how you're supposed to deal with men. And she was like, I think she dated, but like her husband was like her first, last, and everything.
I'm about to say, Ash, if she'll get closer to that microphone.
I be yelling and the thing go red and I be scared.
Don't worry about it. I've been dicking around with levels this entire time, kind of.
So I've been watching that. And I don't know if that's not normal now because, females got to do what females think they got to do. So someone who's been through the whole phase thing, then it's like, oh, that was a selfish need. That wasn't really something. I'm not saying. Really...
Well, I think people need to be more selfish inside of their lives because,
not a selfish need, more so like a selfish want. I learned that too, just delineating from what's like an actual need versus a want. I've learned that about myself over these past couple months.
But I also think Tony,
I guess.
But I know what you're talking about.
The whole phase, you don't have to be fucking. I think you just need to be dating different men
and figuring out what you actually want.
And engaging and understanding, all right, the way that he speaks to me isn't a way that I like to be spoken to. I'm not going to deal with him, and I'm also not going to engage with men that have those similar qualities.
Yeah. You're figuring
and
you figure out what you want.
Yeah, you're just kind of...
You're sampling.
You're sampling and you're understanding like, all right, these are kind of my boundaries, and I don't think that you can necessarily really know that without having engaged with somebody else, because you could say, hey, these are all the things that I'm not willing to do and I'm not willing to accept, and I would never do this and I would never do that. And then now you're in a relationship and you're doing all the things that you said you wouldn't do because
they want you to do
that's what you believe would happen, and then how you act and respond in reality is generally different.
Well, I don't know. The way I am is not always varnished inside of relationships. So it's just like,
this is crazy.
What?
We got to this topic off of having period sex and women smelling like nickels.
Well, it came down to the
And
fundamental
toilet
difference of experience inside of me, inside of the type of girl I approach, and so on and so forth. And we ended up here.
Yeah, because I was like, how have you not noticed?
You're just like, what was the progression with this?
Yeah, because I was like,
it's like, man,
this
we were
all
just
started
laughing
off
about someone smelling like a coin purse, and then this is where we are.
yeah.
That's a sick burn, Ash. If I ever utilize that,
I can't wait. I cannot wait for this shit. That
I'm not going to use it on my wife. I'm just going to use it on some random girl who irritates the piss out of me.
Gonna be wifed up, and I cannot wait. I can't wait.
It's going to be a very interesting podcast
You're still going to do
experience.
weird stuff while you married.
When is it gonna stop? Let me know that it's just gonna be like.
I don't think I'm. Am I really weird?
I wouldn't say like you like weird, like off-putting weird, but that's definitely a little awkward.
In terms of like, they're just. I mean, everyone has giant gaps and blind sides. It's just mine
That's
are inside a
true.
completely,
I'll
totally
say
different
this.
place.
You are
I have my idiosyncrasies.
emotionally unintelligent. All right, unintelligent. I don't know. Unintelligent. Yeah. Unintelligent just sounds wrong.
I would say emotionally
I would
ignorant.
say like you don't know the cues.
You're emotionally ignorant when it comes to the opposite sex.
This is also very possible.
Like you can understand in a romantic sense. As a friend, you get when people are sad and you can be there and generally like provide solution and shit like that and try and be like someone to come
person to person as
Yeah.
opposed to in a relationship.
But in a relationship and recognizing like smaller cues that mean like a lot more, you're just going to be like, oh, whatever. And
I am very transparent about you got to tell me
But
what
it's-
the hell you mean.
but it's weird because it's not that you haven't had experiences with women. And
Yes.
usually that comes from men that aren't experienced with women.
I've had experiences with women. I've dated. I've done all this other stuff. It's just, I mean, that could have been the thing that's been lacking in all of these relationships. It's just like you're just not picking up on all the little things. It's just like, well, if you know what these little things are, why don't you just tell me? I shouldn't have to tell you. That's not the way my brain works.
It's not how but women are going to want you to pick up on them because that means that you care.
I care.
I
See, me caring is a matter of action.
Charles. We have had this conversation.
Like,
And me and you are fully aligned, and actions mean that we care if I'm doing something. I've offered people like where they say, hey, I don't feel safe in my neighborhood or where I'm living. I say, hey, you want to keep my gun? I can bring a gun over and you can keep that in your house. That's an actionable thing that I can do. I can't police your house all the time, but hey, I can give you something and a means to defend yourself. That's something that I've offered before.
Yeah.
So for me, I get it. It's actionable, but it's also picking up on the little shit because that's what's important to them. Because it's not about you.
I understand it's not about, maybe I'm expecting more people to be like me who just say what the hell they want.
But you're not dating you, my nigga.
Also true.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I wouldn't necessarily want to date me. That would be real
so
weird.
then, all right.
It's just
Remember,
like,
he was like, "My wife ain't gonna let me have my alone time. What the fuck is wrong with this bitch?" I was like, what? It's like, yeah, this bitch gotta understand. I gotta be alone 90% of the time, and then maybe that 10%.
well,
I'll tend to
it's actually evolved from there. I just need periods.
Who wants to be alone for an hour?
an hour a day.
Yeah, I just need time to decompress.
But he doesn't want to be working either. He not work. That doesn't count. Just like
Okay.
an hour of you not bothering me and me not having to do anything.
It's
Mhm.
like it's just like, all right, I come home, I sit down, I eat, like just doing the necessary things, and it's just like, all right, I'm fully decompressed. What's going on? You want to sit down? You want to watch a movie? Yada yada yada.
No, this nigga's relationship about to be scheduled as fuck, and he gonna love it, ain't
I
you?
am well, no,
I
I'm a scheduled and regimented person.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's 5 o'clock. It's
Like,
fucking
I've had
five, bitch,
this
what the
conversation
fuck
with
you
so
want?
many people.
Yeah, for me, I don't need a schedule, but I need a lot of understanding because I could be sitting here watching random shit on YouTube for 2 hours, and then inspiration is going to strike me. And now I'm going to need you to leave me alone because now I'm working again. And I can't engage with you the same way. And it's going to be at a drop of a hat. And it's going to be no communication. I don't want to text because me texting you is going to move me out of this focus. So I need a woman that's going to be understanding that, all right, the way that he operates is like I generally throughout the week I try to get my 40 hours.
Yes, because that's how it works when you're by yourself.
Yeah, but the way and the times that I get my 40 hours
is very spotty.
Yeah, and it's on
whatever inspirations
and timelines that I have for myself. So a lot of the times with writing and things, I'm working on the books and shit like that, or finding art and shit. Sure, some of it is menial and I can engage, but then I'm
formatting.
to
I can talk to you while I'm formatting.
Move into a different phase, and now I don't want to speak to you.
There's just certain stuff I can't really stand on doing. Like, I don't like sitting on the phone and not talking.
Yeah, shit is mad weird.
But there are a lot of women who that is an absolute necessity.
No, I'd be like, so I gotta go.
But you you got other shit that you need to do.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to someone who just has a standard 9 to 5, and then after they get off, they want to sit there and they want to sit on the phone, it's just like,
my life don't really.
I don't like
with
doing this because it's like if I turn on music or something, they get upset because I'm not paying attention to the phone conversation, but we're not talking.
And for me, it's like, or they'll be upset when they throw in random tidbits out the silence, and you're not like instantly attentive to like them speaking out of nowhere. Like, oh, you started talking again, and you weren't listening. No, I'm doing things. And
I cannot be 100% attentive.
I don't want to be. I can, but I don't want to be. How about that? Let me not lie to you. I could choose to sit here and just sit on the phone with you and us just listen to each other breathe and ask random questions occasionally. I could, but I don't want to do that. That's not productive.
I'm actually trying to, when I'm on the phone, I'm just trying to actually have a good conversation.
Yes. And as soon as I hear that first blip of an awkward silence, well, I think we're running out of something to say. I might hit you with gotta go. Like, I'm not sitting here with you unless you figure out something to say. Okay, great. I'll say. But as soon as that awkward, like,
but that's also one of those things
in that weird space, I'm not about to try. All right,
as
bye.
a guy,
I gotta go.
As a guy, it's harder for us. And so I'm more willing to acquiesce and just leave the phone
because I'm not the person who's requesting this 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk to you on the phone, bitch.
Exactly. You're the 1 out of 10 at that point. It's just like, oh my goodness. If I could just find a woman who just doesn't want to sit on the phone with me.
Yeah, I'm just a good conversator. I've noticed that shit. Like every time I go out to dinner with like my friends or family, I'm a pretty good conversationalist, so I can keep things pretty much going, and I could talk about a whole very wide array of things. So I'm a good conversationalist. But as soon as I hear that weird pause after you're ready to get finished laughing, I'm like, well, time for me to go. I don't know what you want to hear.
Pretty good conversationalist. I hate talking about other people though.
Yeah.
Like unless you're going to like say, hey, this couple was doing that, this and that, and then you're going to turn that into like a more nuanced conversation about like relationship dynamics, and that's what we're going with this. Where it's going to go into something broader.
Yeah,
cool. And that was just like the
not about to be talking about what Sean and them need to do.
But I'm not about to talk about them.
Yeah.
This entire time, like I don't want to. I don't care. I care about more nuanced conversations and a broad spectrum about relationship. Sure, those are fine to have. But this, like...
I'm not here to talk about somebody else.
No, I don't care what they're doing with their life. I don't care that this is what they decided to buy. Like, none of that is, like, really...
Random couple bullshit talk.
Yeah, like,
it's the equivalent of small talk, except for couples.
Yeah, and I hate it. Like, I don't want to do that. But I will sit on the phone because, like I said... I recognize that women, it's not necessarily a logical thing. It's about how they feel. And you being like, no, I don't want to do this with you can come across to them as, I don't care about your needs.
I don't know. This is a whole conversation I had in college about some like loaded questions. A friend of mine, she was talking to her boyfriend and she said she was going to ask whether or not her boyfriend wanted to go hang out with her friends. And I said, that's kind of a loaded question. And then all the women at the table got inside of a that big of a tiff. So if he says no, is it a problem? It's like, no. Well, what if he repeatedly says no? Well, in the end, that becomes a problem. So yes, it is the start of a slippery slope and it's kind of loaded because like, if he says no, then at some point he's going to get in trouble. or you're going to be irritated with him, and it's going to lead to a whole other thing. And if he says something like, no, I don't like your friends, then you have a whole nother litany of issues.
But
Because half the times I'm going to tell you as a dude, I actually don't like your friends.
Yeah.
They're not that interesting to me. I'm here for you, not them.
They're not my friends.
Yes, I understand they're a writer and they come along with you. And rarely, sometimes that your friends can be cool, but most of the time they're not.
Even no shit. Let's take it one step further. Even if she's the coolest bitch in the world, you're not okay with me getting as cool with her as I could in a normal relationship if she wasn't connected to you. So why the fuck do I even play in that area?
It's just like if I'm playing inside of this sandbox and I start playing with this other girl, you gonna come over there and kick the sandcastle over and force me to come out. It's just like, why you over here talking to my friend? She's your friend. You honestly think she gonna cheat? You honestly think I'm going to cheat on you with her?
Yes, it happens all the time.
Just because we became friends, but this is what you wanted.
Yeah, and then that becomes a slippery slope. So I can kind of be their friend, but not really their friend.
I'm their friend through you.
And so I don't want to do that either. So I have to always be on my P's and Q's and in a precarious situation where I'm dealing with these other women that I honestly don't have the initial desire to deal with. So why don't I just opt out of this situation?
So I don't want to be here. You basically don't want. You want me to. You want me to be here, but you don't want me to be here so much that I want to engage with the other people. So it's just like there's a right amount of this, and I'm in or out. I'm not playing this like I have to walk this tightrope the entire time that I'm here. If I talk to old girl too much, then you get upset. If I talk to the old dude too much, then you get upset. Or it's just like if your ex still happens to be friends with the other group, and for some reason we just start talking for some reason, that's also a problem because friend groups are really insular, and a lot of times you'll date somebody who's your friend and for some reason you're irritated at them or something. It's just like these aren't really my friends.
Now, so, I'll go to a dinner party if someone's graduating and y'all want to go and everybody's bringing their date or whatever, and that's what we're doing. Sure.
But then I can get it.
Because realistically, what the men are doing at this thing is allowing all the friends to be friends, and we're just trying to like...
We're all inside the same boat.
Yeah, just like finish the situation and then be done. But I don't want to go like, hey, we're all going to go over here and have a movie night. You want to come? No, I don't want to hang out with your friends. I don't want to.
More than likely, I don't like their taste in movies.
I don't want to be initiated into your friend group.
Because you know what it becomes? It becomes super awkward after you break up. Because what happens if I become more their friends than you do? Because that's happened to me before.
That's weird. You want to
I fully inserted myself into a friend group because I just pick up friend groups like no tomorrow, and it's just like, oh well, because as a friend, I'm dependable. I show up. I help people move. I do shit. I look out for people. That is what I am. And typically as a friend, most people just like me as a person. I can be very blunt at times, but sometimes that's what friends need because I don't necessarily sugarcoat it. But I inserted myself into a friend group. And then when we broke up, it's just like, so you're going to leave, right? I mean, when was the last time you actually really kicked it with them? Because the funny thing is, it's like, now I'm more friends with these people than they are. I do more stuff with them.
Yeah, no.
And she got all types of upset and ended up annexing herself from that friend group because she felt completely and totally betrayed. So it's like, you really don't want this.
Yeah, I've done that before where it was like, oh, now I'm all of your friends. And then now you're not the friend of the friend group. All right. Well, that's interesting. Cool. But yeah, so it's just like
it's my friends now.
And then and then I experienced in that situation.
Look at me.
She was upset about like what she perceived as like behind her back relationship. No, nothing's going on. I'm just friends with the women like you wanted me to be. But now me being friends is an issue because we're actually friends, and so we do stuff. All right, cool.
So you wanted me to be amicable with them.
And that's completely different. And me being amicable doesn't mean I have to hang out with y'all. That means that when I see them,
Yeah, you say hi.
I say hi.
But if
Hi,
this
how are
goes
you
out the realm
doing?
of when I'm not around, we all got problems. Why are you texting him? Why are
Yeah.
you texting her? This is not okay.
yeah, we're not friends. You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't
And
want
it's
me
the
to.
tr-
Yeah, that's
It's
like
the
me doing
trippiest
that to
thing,
your nigga
because
friends.
they
Like,
get-
yeah, you over here texting there. Like, why would I be texting this nigga? He not here. Unless it's like, babe, text him about this random
But
thing
you
that I
want
need
to know
help
the funny
with.
thing is,
Oh,
there's like groups of
maybe.
people that I'm actually like. My best friend's wife, I am actually friends with her. We talk
Yeah,
completely and totally
beforehand.
separately.
Yeah, that was
like, even
before
when-
somebody got
Even when
together.
they broke up, they got back together, all through that shit.
That's
We
fine.
were friends, and I met through him. And in no point in time was he salty about this, because at no point, as of one point, I had to check him. It's just like, yo, blah 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 blah. Don't bullshit. You like her? Just go ahead and go through with it.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff about that. But it's just like,
Yeah, if I was already cool beforehand, that's
we
understandable.
weren't even cool beforehand, but he just didn't care
Hey.
because he
Why are you
knows
talking
I'm not
to
gonna
him?
do
Why am I
anything.
talking to him? Why would I insert myself into nigga time? I don't want to be around a group of niggas. Y'all fucking strange. And it's a group of y'all just
Tony is very perturbed right now.
like, why would I
I'm
invite
not
you into
perturbed.
girl time? Like, that's just fucking weird.
Or is Tony just sitting here irritated about the way things play out inside of these types of situations?
No, you couldn't do that.
What? Oh,
Just
Yeah,
what I
hang
said.
out with your nigga friends.
Yeah, just what I said to you. You
Wow.
couldn't do that. If
Oh.
you met a woman through me and me and her break up and you continue to speak to her, that's going to change the dynamic of our relationship.
why would it?
Because now what was y'all doing the
Why
whole
you
time?
Speaking to her still.
Yeah, what was y'all doing the whole time?
Mhm.
Why did that look
You had no
interesting?
interest in this woman. This woman was not your friend. You would have never come across her. And so now you're choosing. You're making a conscious choice to remain in her life after the catalyst and the reason and your friend or the person that you said was your initial friend has decided that they don't want to deal with that person. That person is no longer a positive effect on their life. But you decided to keep them around. That's weird to me.
That wasn't the case. It's not that they decided they weren't a catalyst inside of that given point. It's the fact that they wanted to. They decided that they wanted something different, even though that person was a positive force inside of their life.
No. I don't care about that. What you just did is tell me what your perception of it was. You said, no, she's still positive. He's saying that he wants something different, but she's not a negative. That's your assessment of the situation. What I'm saying is you don't get to assess something that isn't your situation with me. The reason that you know her is because of me. So now if you choose to continue to deal with her, you've chosen that based off of your own decision. That's nothing to do with my situation. So now you're choosing to do that. So now I would look at that very differently because you've made this decision. Her being a positive or a negative influence in reality means nothing to what I've decided it is. If I decided that's not what I'm doing and my friend is still engaging with her, it's just weird to me. It's like, well, okay, so y'all just still gonna talk and kiki. That's weird. I'm probably gonna talk to you less. Like, I don't see you as this, but that's how I view it. In that situation, so I don't think everybody views that.
Well,
But yeah.
it's also I don't interact with anybody inside of your life the way I interacted with these group of people. Like, I am completely and totally like at no point, because we all went to Ken at this point in time.
I understand. And what I'm saying is, if
This were to happen with you, that would be a problem.
regardless of how cool you felt that you and her became, all of that is built upon me. The reason that you know her is built upon me. Now, if you can say, no, we both bumped into her and I met her and we all met at the same time and that's how I built my relationship, then that's completely different in totality. Then yes, you have a friendship outside of me because while I was working on dating her, you were also building a friendship with her. So that could be parallel and separate. But if I introduce, hey, this is my girlfriend, this is the woman I'm talking to, and you're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And then for some reason y'all hit it off and y'all exchange numbers and now y'all are talking and engaging, and then we break up and y'all continue to talk regardless of whether you've been invited over for Christmas and you've been there for all the holidays. I don't give a fuck about that anymore. I don't fuck with her. The fact that you still fuck with her, someone that I introduced you to, is weird to me. But it's because I introduced you to her. Now, if we have friends that we've both met, B.
Yes.
I think me and him have an issue.
Yes.
But you and him talking and kicking it makes me know, never mind. That doesn't speak to your character because you know that nigga. You and him have had an outside relationship that has nothing to do with it.
I get where you're coming from.
So yeah, so since it's founded on me.
But I think you and I come from a fundamentally different place when it comes from this point, because I don't know. I just I've never really had any issues inside of this type of ballpark to the point where I've been. But I think you've had a lot more friend issues when it comes to dealing with this types of shit.
Because I don't, but again, that's also, I don't think that I would say outside of Raheem.
Yeah.
Who's probably like a scallywag.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Not as much as one would actually think it is. But
Not
also
even,
Raheem also keeps he keeps his things very, very separate. Like, we had a whole conversation about this where it's just like, oh, no one's meeting any of you guys until I'm absolutely sure. So it's just like, they're over here and I leave you and go to them and I come back to you guys because you guys are more important than they are. They don't get pulled into the group.
For me, it wasn't necessarily trying to pull people into the group. It's just the group is always with me.
Yes.
And so as I'm out in life meeting people,
you're pulling people into the group.
The group is there. And I'm not even pulling people into the group. They just meet the group as well as me. So it's not that I wanted them to necessarily, but if I'm always going to be there, I'm not going to stop doing those things.
Yeah. And I completely and totally get what you're doing, because when, how do I put this? You bring in, people tag along with you more frequently. But they're never become fully inducted or fully into that thing. So thus, yes, it would be weird if someone who just kind of tagged along with you popped up and then it's just like we started inviting them to stuff and we picked them over you. I completely and totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, not even pick them over weird. Me. You pick them and me. It's like, well, why did y'all? How did, like, for me? Yeah,
yes,
so
that's incredibly weird.
Yeah, so for me, it's just like I don't.
No.
I don't understand how you got to this person being so close to you.
When did this happen?
Yeah, they're like, if I'm around, they're probably gonna pop up with me. We'll be at an event, but like if it's just kick it time, I'm probably coming through by myself. But you'll see them occasionally. But it's never gonna be a situation where like, well, how did y'all become so close and that you want to be their friend outside of this? Yeah, so that's weird. So that's why it's weird to me, because like, you've never really, like, you're gonna meet them, but they're not gonna be like
around.
Yeah, no. So that's why it's weird. That's why I said it was.
That's not the situation. Like,
but that's why I also said though. Even if it's
I can completely and totally. No, I wouldn't do that with you.
No, but even if it's fully invested though, like how you in his situation was, I would still feel weird because of me being the introductory to that. Even if I made them a tree person. Like, even if they were around enough to be like doing all the events and things like that, it's like,
why are y'all still inviting him to the event?
Yeah, like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't know. It just decided. But yeah, so it'd be like, why are y'all still inviting them to the events? Yeah, granted, I know that I brought them around all the time, and this is what we were doing because I just like intertwine them with my life, and my life is this, so they're just here now. But y'all deciding to like actively keep them intertwined would feel weird to me.
Yeah, nah, but I probably wouldn't it heavily depends upon the person, but it's like I doubt anybody would get intertwined to that level with me because I generally keep my distance from stuff like that. So it's like it takes a lot. But yeah. Any event.
It's Ash's turn.
No, it's your turn.
We're going to Ashley's topic. I did an hour and
Yeah, we had an hour and a half.
No, it's your turn.
nah.
He had a whole topic. Well, I gotta talk about.
Oh, I mean, we don't
I
necessarily
did my
have
topic.
to.
You didn't.
Unless you really want this to be.
I turned it into a great topic. So now you want to talk about
I mean,
this
that was
book.
basically Charles's topic, honestly.
Yeah,
Have
that
you-
was. Look, thank you,
Wait,
Charles.
have you read
Oh
the
my
Settle Art of Not
god.
Giving a Fuck?
I already don't give a fuck, so why do I need an art about it? It's like that's like it's like you.
How you feel about just going over the Spark Notes?
Sure, we could go over some Spark Notes. Who got the Spark Notes?
We don't got to do it like live, but just like for next week.
Oh,
Since Ash has it and all the stuff.
have you
And
read it?
I just.
Yes.
How did you consume it?
Audio.
The way we consume audiobooks is completely and totally different because you consume audiobooks for like
Everything.
board things, and I just purely consume them for entertainment and figuring out magic systems and stuff like that. So it's just like I got like 73 audiobooks.
See, I do audiobooks. I do magic systems. So for me, it's for everything. But I also
I don't want to hear no personal inspirational stuff in my audiobooks. I can understand. Like, I don't think there's any narrator.
This thing said fuck positivity. What the fuck is
It's
this?
not even this fuck positivity. I can get positivity from the goddamn like anywhere. YouTube. Like
that's not what it is.
what?
Like, most of the stuff I read isn't like. So yeah, self-help can be a whole bunch of like that positivity shit. That's generally not the self-help that I gravitate like, well, for or self-improvement genre. This is more, most of the things that I tend to gravitate to speak towards having a more realistic, practical perspective and point of view on life. Not necessarily, everything is going to be amazing and just speak stuff into existence. That's not really like the type of
Yeah, me neither. I don't want nobody to be confused
Like-
about that.
like I listen to like my favorite one is probably right now is either the 4 and 5 agreements. But all that is realistically is you acknowledging that you are going to have opinions and emotional attachments to things. Other people are going to also have opinions and emotional attachments to things. Those are going to be in conflict at times. That in no way is personal.
I agree and disagree with that at the same time.
Why do you disagree?
Because sometimes some people's emotional attachments, they latch onto those and they force an agenda that is harmful to other people.
But that's not personal to you. So
I mean,
the reason
while it's not personal to you, it is personal.
So what he's saying is, let's say I try and force something on you, or my person, I just started becoming like vindictive and like aggressive towards you, and just like demeaning in a lot of different ways, and or like pushy in work, and you can either internalize that and be like, these things are about me, regardless, or you
Yeah.
could be like,
Your parents do it all the time.
That's who he is, and that's what he's doing. It's not really a reflection of who you are or anything about you. It's just the things that I'm doing. So that's where he says that it's not personal, where, yeah, it can be malicious. I can be doing things that are detrimental to you, but you taking them personally only affects you.
Yeah.
You taking it personally and like internalizing that and being like, oh, well, I'm the only one this is happening to, or woe is me, or everything is terrible. That is only self-destructive. That doesn't.
Oh, that has no particular use. Okay, that's
but
fine.
that also has no bearing on me, though. You internalizing that is a self-destructive personal choice. What I'm doing isn't personal. You are just a person that happens to be in that position right now. So it's more about like not allowing yourself to take the negative shit that happens personally. Now you can change and move and react and respond accordingly. But internalizing it and then being like, that's a part of me and a reflection of who I am versus that's who they are.
Yeah.
Is more so what it's about.
Okay.
Your
So that means
parents do it all the time.
their actions were more a reflection of them and has nothing to do with me.
Yes.
So them being shitty that means they're shitty. It doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
That's why, like, I fully agree with like that one because it's very, but it's really
Don't internalize other people's actions because it does nothing good for you.
Yeah, it's four basic principles that basically equal out to that. It's like, hey, people are going to be shitty, but that don't mean you are shit.
Okay.
And so that's the type of like self-help that I listen to because I just like listening to other people's perspectives on the world. And so I guess the way that I view self-help is more like modern day philosophy. We don't really have a forum where philosophy and different just
philosophy
higher level ideas.
Dead. Philosophy is still, for the most part, you interpreting the same works that we've been interpreting for God knows how long.
I mean,
like
so that's
yada,
why
yada.
now you can get a more current level of philosophy and like a purview and
I mean, we still
commentary
have
on what's going on right now inside of like today's minds. And so I like engaging with that and then also like having discourse. So that's more so why I consume it, where it's more of a philosophical like exercise for me, because I don't really like look to like live my life by any one particular thing. Now there are things that I pick up along the way, but there's never been like, oh, this is my pamphlet.
This is a handbook that I
have you read How to Be Happy? You know, if you read How to Be Happy, you'll be happy.
That's not the way life
You
works.
got to read How to Be Happy.
Happy.
I keep my How to Be Happy with me, so I can always be happy. Whenever I'm feeling sad, I read How to Be Happy, and I remember how to be happy. No, that's not what I'm doing.
Someone would come to you and be like, "Okay, Tony, why is my How to Be Happy book inside of your trash? Because you handed it to me when I was inside the middle of depression. You know what? This isn't helpful." It's just like, what do you mean?
Well, you don't know how to be happy then. You have to read it until you're happy.
See, that's the thing I was talking about between like experience and just reading some shit and thinking you know how to be happy. Bitch, what the fuck is happiness? Is it a generalized thing? Like, you gotta get in the
it's a song by Pharrell.
nuances of what happiness is. Like, if you ask me, I think happiness is a fleeting emotion. Like, you could be happy.
Man, that's literally the worst thing Pharrell has ever given us. That fucking Happy Million song.
Right.
It's just like, why did you forsake us?
This nigga said it's always sellout ass motherfucker.
No, it's not about it being a sellout. It's just the fact that every wedding, every children's play, every anything for an entire year of me DJ wanted that fucking
future
song.
husband, if you out there and I play Happy at the wedding,
I'm
we're probably not gonna make it. That's gross.
It's
in
like in a few years, it's gonna be at the end of every single Black people movie.
Nah.
Bruh.
But no, I definitely agree where it's more like that
You gonna
nuance.
be 40 years old.
Yeah, like
Happy.
you can't. I don't read self-help unless I need like a specific. Like I bought a book on humility because I had a real fucking issue with pride. So I was like, well, what can you give me to give me a direction of being more humble? That's the only time I'll gravitate towards like a for real self-help book. Like, oh, this is literally a self-help book. Cause like I just don't know. Like I didn't know what anger was. I didn't know what sadness was. I was real good at running away from that shit because I didn't know what the fuck. What was it? Like I really didn't know all these things. So like I said, I'm big on studying mythology and things like that. But some things I just need a general direction in. Not you've defined this for me, but you maybe giving me a tool to help me figure my shit out. And that's the only time I really go into self-help.
That's more so what it is.
Tools in the toolbox.
And so I guess that's why I am more pro just engaging with them.
Consume it all. Take the things that you can use. Throw
yeah, because then it becomes masturbation
because
all the time. Well, now I have to learn how to do this from a book. And you can never really trust yourself because you still relying on everything outside of yourself.
Like if I really wanted to just like
you.
self-masturbate, I'd probably read like, what is that book? The self-affirmation book, the book that woman stole. Like she got all the quotes and like everything like that from Pinterest and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it was like how to believe in self and like self-affirmations and everything like that, and like speaking things into existence. And like I'm I believe in speaking things into existence and energy, but I also believe that there's a level of work and like being inside of the mud that you
Saying
have to
it
like.
isn't gonna make it happen.
No, not at all.
Not even, or
Saying
what I
it is gonna
found.
prompt you to action, and then the action is going to make it happen.
What I found in my biggest issue with that whole thing, just like these blanket ass terms. I am wealthy. Wealthy with what, bitch? Like, are you wealthy with beans?
Are you wealthy in land?
Yeah,
Are
you wealthy in land? Are you wealthy with
in
resources? Well, what does
cash?
wealth mean to you? That's a whole, like, things like that I had to learn. Like, that's a blanket term for a time where people probably fucking needed that. But me personally, when it comes to manifesting, I got to get into what do these things mean? Like I had a big problem with rest. So I was like, all right, well, let's figure out like when you rest, how do you feel when you rest? Well, I had to get in what was your belief about it? What if my idea of rest ain't the same thing as your idea of rest? You might not feel that way. Like I'll be so giving us
from what you guys have critiqued me on, because apparently just being by yourself for a solid 45 minutes to an hour is not normal.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not normal.
In the context of marriage, when
you got to put your needs above your own. Somebody else's needs above your own. Pretty consistently, not all the time.
Are you gonna be able to get that?
Yeah.
That's
and this nigga said it was regimented. Like,
and you know what I do on those nights? Why are you asleep at night? This is my hour by myself. It's like you are asleep. I am here.
He gonna get his hour. He said,
I can't wait to hear this bitch complain. Tony, you gotta invite her over, and we're gonna have wine, and I'm gonna sip it with her like. That's crazy. I'm gonna get it all out of her. You're gonna be sitting over there next to Tony doing something, and I'll be just sipping a wine. Like, I'm gonna do this. What's wrong with you? And laugh.
But yeah, I just.
Why are you laughing at me? Oh, we've already had this dichotomy. You have to understand.
Oh, I got to give you back your book, The Way of the Superior Man.
Oh, I thought you threw that shit away.
No, I bought it on Audible now.
Oh, okay.
So now I don't.
You just be out here. Why don't you just do the monthly subscription thing?
I don't want to.
But you be out here buying a book a month anyway.
No, I buy multiple books. And then I go months and months without buying books. So I'm not going to give them money every month. I'll give them money when I want them to have it. And when I don't want them to have it, I won't.
Well, no, this is very interesting because it's like you could buy it for 1 month, buy 3 credits, and get all the books that you want, and then stopping them instantaneously.
So that would mean that I had a list of books that I knew that I wanted. Tony.
Oh, you buy them very spontaneously?
Yes.
Tony.
Which is in I want these. All right, I'm going to go get these.
It just so happens to be inside that same month.
Yes.
But there's no guarantee that how many you're going to buy. So it's like you could end up with credits left over, or you could not have enough credits and you could need to buy more.
Yes.
So you're just better off just spending the $40 to $35 to get the book to begin with.
And then don't ever even cost that. It's only like $12.
Oh, that's also good. Because for some reason, like when I buy mine with full voice actors and all that other stuff, they'd be like $40.
Well, you're buying
full production,
and I'm generally inside of this realm have only really bought like self-help, I guess, in that category or genre, or like people's lives. Because I bought a like Kevin Hart's book, Charmaine's book, things like that. Gary Vee's book.
Am I crazy for not really wanting to? I just don't want to hear what a lot of those people have to say.
That's fine. No one's like, listen, bitch. No.
It's just like, hi, I'm Kevin Hart. Why do I care about your life, Kevin Hart?
Nah, that's weird.
Or Charlemagne's.
Yeah, don't nobody give a fuck.
I guess for me, it's more so I enjoy. One, what did you?
How did you get here?
No, not even that. I don't care about that. What did you? Everybody examines their life. So what did you see? And so that's generally what you get in these books from people is them going back and actually like recognizing things as like an adult that were instrumental in them being who they were. And so that's more interesting is them being able to take a totality and actually self-reflect on life. And there's not a lot of people that can do that. So I enjoy that. Because most people don't really articulate, well, this right here and these moments are what led me to
where I am today.
Like how I did this, which is instrumental in this. Yeah, most people don't really have a level of like understanding of their own life.
Because I know a lot of those books are ghostwritten for people. So they have writers go through and they talk with the writers as they're writing the book, but a lot of times they don't write them themselves. So I'm interested to see if those people actually wrote them.
Well, I know with Charlemagne and his writer, what they do is they sit down and Charlemagne basically comes up with what he wants to talk about and then like gets like all the stories, like either hear a voice recorder, everything like that. And then
they put it inside of a book
format.
form.
Yeah.
It's like this is a palatable way of putting this inside of a book.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, yeah, it's pretty much the conversation I had with you about writing your books. I mean, is they're palatable to read as opposed to like, because whether or not, like, because if Charlemagne wrote it, it'd probably be like
grammatical error.
Charlemagne.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
like, it's not even that Charlemagne isn't actually articulate. He's fairly articulate in terms of being all, what is he on, Hot 105, I do believe he's on?
I don't know.
95.7, something, 93, whatever.
It's a New York radio station.
It's a New York radio
questions. He's on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Right.
on
There you
Breakfast
go.
Club.
We know that.
But he's
Yeah, we know the name
fairly
of the show.
articulate because, like, listening to Charlemagne, he's actually fairly articulate in terms of the way he actually phrases things. But just because you're articulate when you're speaking doesn't mean you're articulate when you're writing. There's two different skill sets
Yeah,
in
no,
terms
so
of
he
actually
had
conveying things in writing.
Chris Moreau,
Right,
who actually before Donald Trump became a president, he helped ghostwrite a book for Donald Trump, and then talked about how he was the biggest piece of shit. And for the entire of his party, he's like, no, this dude is trash.
It's like
he hated Donald Trump.
with a burning passion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I've never ghostwritten for a person
That I
and
hate
had
it.
to shower.
Yeah, that I
afterwards.
hate it so much. Yeah,
It's
no.
just like I just
So-
feel dirty.
But no, I like that. But then you got them reading the book. So then there's more like personality into it.
Yeah. Because it's more of a rapport about these things. I mean, so, because it's, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I can see the reason why you would actually consume something like that then. Now that I think about it, it's just like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Because it's like, because talking to someone about your life forces you to reflect on your life inside of ways that you've never actually probably, because you're trying to encapsulate things and understand certain things, and you have to understand it in order to convey it. So it forces you to sit down and articulate these things.
Yeah, and so I just enjoy that where there's not a lot of places you can go for that.
And it's not even that it's a unvarnished truth or anything like that. Half the time it really is, because most people can't tell you everything.
Yeah.
And they don't want to say everything because there's generally some fucked up things that happen inside of people's past.
Yeah, and that's none of your business, but just that general, because I don't necessarily think that everything is the gospel, but that's not why I'm going there. That'd be me like reading like a history book and an account on somebody and being like, this definitely is what happened.
100%.
This is what y'all told me happened.
Yeah.
And as far as the relating sources that
I want to read about
are cool.
I want to read about the American Revolution in the British history book from like the British perspective.
Bro, or slave you from Africa. Like, I just want access to these different things, and I'm not saying that I
I'm
can't
sure
find them.
I was about to say,
but
I'm
yes.
pretty sure y'all could buy those.
Yeah, like,
Well,
I'm
no,
not saying that I couldn't find
It's just
them.
like, all right, open up to the American
But
Revolution.
also-
These fucking blokes left for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, buy one. I'm sure you can go.
I'm sure they're out there, but like different things. Like, what did the guys have really say about what happened on the Gold Coast? Was it like fuck them niggas for real, or like I just want to know
Go
what's
to
the
actual
different
trial.
narrative?
Why did you sell us? Because they
Yeah.
gave us money, bro.
But what if it didn't happen like that? What if we just all shook hands? Like, yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I thought he was you be like, yeah, man, I'll see you later.
Like
You coming back in 3 months?
Yeah, so I think that'd be an interesting experience.
I just really want to read about the American Revolution. British. I know for some reason.
And then this motherfucker said the Red Coast is coming. Fucking, what is that? What's it like?
Benedict Arnold? I don't
Nah.
know.
When Paul Revere started screaming the Red
It
Coast is
wasn't.
coming.
It wasn't even Paul. I don't think Paul Revere was the person who actually. Paul Revere got.
Who the
caught.
fuck said no?
There
Maybe
was
like this.
Well, it is like Paul Revere is the person who was famous for it, but there was another dude who actually was the person who was successful when doing it.
Oh shit! What?
Like our history books tend to be very
Childish.
incorrect.
Child.
Miss
When you
Dean,
said
that's a
Paul
motherfucker.
Revere, I just started thinking about the Beastie Boys.
But I think we should do the subtle art of not giving a fuck next week.
Okay,
I agree.
we in Beastie Boys mode now.
Yeah,
so.
you and her should start doing weirdo shit.
Because he already
So,
knew.
yeah, I don't have time for y'all.
This
This has
is
been Conscious
we're
Reconstruction.
kindred
Don't
spirits.
end my story. I am the host with the most. That is the most host. That is Ash, who has finally brought her ass back.
You know, I had a dream. You know what this nigga came up to me and said in the dream? I was sitting in the car with my mom, and I'm like, what's up with Tony? He's like, nothing, wait for you to come back to work. Was in the car, I put the little thing up with the window and closed it on him. I'm like, fuck you, I'm going through emotional arrest. Nah, just waiting for you to come back to work.
I'm glad that
And you
all of me
Dream
let you
Tony
know.
is just sitting there like,
it's just as real as me. Yeah, because that's how it was. Like, it would be great if she would come back. Because I don't know any other job. You just take a month, 2 months off. And
This
just,
one, nigga, what the fuck? We making new fucking guidelines. Yep. We made a whole new guidelines, y'all.
Anyway.
Go ahead, take 2 months off.
it's
out
like
here.
it would only be funnier if you actually had tinted windows and you noticed nigga couldn't see you,
Bruh,
but he's
I
still
was
looking
so
you right now
annoyed.
somewhere. It was just like, where you think you going? How
Nigga,
can you see
Spirit,
me?
You gotta really get the fuck out of my face right now.
Nah.
You gotta
upsetting.
go.
He had to let you know.
No, nothing wait for you to come back to work. Oh.
I'm
Get
glad
the
to let
fuck
you
outta
know.
here.
We're out.
Bye, guys.